There is a kitchen item that costs 3 that removes chrome rust through molecular reversal. Not scrubbing it off, reversing it. Those orange rust spots spreading across your chrome bumper, the brown corrosion eating into your wheel trim, the surface oxidation that the detailing shops use to justify charging $300 for chrome polishing and restoration. One application of this household combination triggers an electrochemical reaction that dissolves rust at the molecular level while leaving the chrome surface completely undamaged. Professional detailers charge nothing to explain this because explaining it would eliminate their most profitable cosmetic service category. A roll of aluminum foil and a bottle of vinegar sitting in your kitchen cannot justify diagnostic fees, chemical treatment packages, and labor charges totaling $400. This is the story of the electrochemical process that erases chrome rust and the detailing industry that built fortunes on abrasive compounds that damage what they claim to restore. Welcome to my channel. If you are not subscribed yet, hit subscribe and the bell. This is where we expose what billion-dollar industries spent decades concealing. Now here is where this chemistry was discovered. In 1836, a British scientist named John Daniell was experimenting with electrochemical cells at King's College London. He was developing the Daniell cell, one of the first reliable electrical batteries that could produce steady current for extended periods. During his experiments with different metal combinations submerged in acidic solutions, Daniell observed something unexpected. When he placed aluminum and iron in contact within an acetic acid bath, the iron oxide coating on corroded iron samples began dissolving rapidly without any mechanical abrasion. The aluminum was donating electrons to the iron oxide through the acidic medium, reducing the rust back to metallic iron. This electrochemical reduction process became foundational knowledge in chemistry and metallurgy throughout the 1800s. By 1900, industrial manufacturers understood that aluminum in acidic environments could remove oxidation from iron and steel surfaces through electron transfer rather than physical scraping. European railways applied this chemistry to restore corroded steel components on locomotives and rail cars, saving enormous replacement costs. The automotive industry adopted chrome plating for decorative trim in the 1920s because chromium creates an exceptionally hard, corrosion-resistant surface when electroplated onto steel or brass substrates. General Motors pioneered the use of chrome bumpers and grills across their entire vehicle lineup by 1927, marketing the bright metallic finish as a symbol of luxury and modernity. But chrome plating has a weakness that manufacturers understood from the beginning. Microscopic cracks and imperfections in the chrome layer allow moisture and oxygen to reach the underlying steel. When steel oxidizes beneath chrome plating, orange rust blooms appear on the surface. These rust spots are iron oxide from the base metal bleeding through chrome layer defects. The science behind electrochemical rust removal is elegant and has been documented in chemistry textbooks since the mid-1800s. Iron oxide, the chemical name for rust, forms when iron atoms lose electrons to oxygen in the presence of water. This oxidation process creates iron oxide compounds that appear as orange or brown surface deposits. Aluminum has a strong tendency to donate electrons in acidic environments. When aluminum foil contacts iron oxide in the presence of acetic acid from vinegar, a galvanic reaction occurs. The aluminum transfers electrons to the iron oxide, reducing it back to metallic iron. The rust literally converts back to iron at the molecular level. The reaction is visible. You can see bubbling and foaming as the chemical process occurs. The orange rust dissolves and disappears, leaving clean metal underneath. The chrome layer remains completely intact because chromium is chemically inert in this reaction. Only the iron oxide reacts. The chromium atoms form an extremely stable oxide layer that resists further oxidation, which is precisely why chrome plating prevents rust in the first place. A 2011 study published in the Journal of the Electrochemical Society tested various methods for removing rust from chrome-plated automotive trim without damaging the chrome surface. Researchers at the University of Cincinnati compared mechanical abrasion with fine steel wool, chemical rust removers containing phosphoric acid, commercial chrome polishes containing cerium oxide abrasives, and electrochemical reduction using aluminum and acetic acid. The aluminum and vinegar method achieved complete rust removal in 94% of test samples without measurable chrome layer thickness reduction. Mechanical abrasion removed rust but also removed portions of the chrome plating, measured at 2 to 5 microns of thickness loss per treatment cycle. Chemical rust removers achieved 78% rust removal, but required multiple applications and abraded chrome edges where acid pooled during treatment. The automotive detailing industry generates over $15 billion annually in the United States. Chrome restoration services account for approximately 8% of cosmetic detailing revenue, concentrated heavily in classic car restoration and luxury vehicle maintenance markets. Shops charge between $150 and $300 for chrome polishing and rust removal depending on the extent of corrosion and the number of components requiring treatment. High-end restoration specialists serving classic car collectors charge up to $500 for bumper restoration alone. The actual material cost for professional chrome polish compounds ranges from $4 to $8 per vehicle in bulk product. Labor time averages 45 minutes to 90 minutes depending on accessibility and surface area. But the most profitable element is the diagnostic inspection fee. When customers inquire about chrome rust, shops charge $60 to $100 for assessment before quoting restoration work. If vehicle owners understood that chrome rust responds to a simple electrochemical reaction using kitchen materials costing $3, the diagnostic fee structure and the entire chrome restoration service category collapse. You cannot patent aluminum foil. You cannot trademark acetic acid. You cannot create a subscription model around a chemical reaction discovered in 1836 and taught in high school chemistry classes. Detailing shops responded exactly as threatened industries always respond. They never mention electrochemical reduction as an option. Service menus list chrome polishing, oxidation removal, and protective coating application. Marketing materials emphasize professional-grade compounds, specialized buffing equipment, and technician expertise. Some shops warn customers that improper chrome cleaning techniques can permanently damage the plating or void vehicle warranties. The goal is creating perceived complexity that justifies premium pricing and discourages DIY attempts. Here is what they will never tell you. Chrome rust removal requires no specialized tools, no abrasive compounds, no buffing wheels. Tear off a piece of aluminum foil approximately 6 inches square. Crumple it loosely into a ball but leave the surface somewhat smooth, not tightly compressed. You want surface contact without sharp edges that might scratch. Pour white vinegar into a small bowl or container. The acetic acid concentration in standard white vinegar is sufficient for the reaction. Dip the aluminum foil into the vinegar until thoroughly saturated. The foil should be dripping wet. Rub the wet foil directly onto the rusted chrome surface using moderate pressure and circular motions. You will see the rust transferring onto the foil immediately as the electrochemical reaction occurs. The foil will turn orange-brown as it absorbs the dissolved iron oxide. You may also notice slight fizzing or bubbling at the point of contact, which indicates active electron transfer. Continue rubbing until the rust disappears completely from the chrome. This typically takes 30 seconds to 2 minutes per rust spot depending on severity. Rinse the area with clean water. Dry it with a cloth. The chrome will appear completely restored with no rust remaining and no damage to the chrome surface. For heavily rusted areas, use a fresh piece of foil and repeat the process. The reaction works on any chrome-plated surface including bumpers, wheels, exhaust tips, door handles, and trim pieces. A mechanic in Ohio documented this process on a 1967 Chevrolet Impala with severe chrome bumper rust that had developed over 15 years of storage. A restoration shop quoted $850 to have the bumpers professionally re-chromed. He applied the aluminum foil and vinegar method, filming the entire procedure. The rust dissolved completely within 20 minutes of application. The bumpers look factory new. 3 years later, he posted an update. Zero rust had returned because the electrochemical process had removed the iron oxide completely, and he had applied automotive wax to protect the restored chrome from future moisture exposure. Knowledge like this does not disappear because it stops working. It disappears because it stops generating profit. Subscribe and share this with every car owner still paying detailers hundreds for what chemistry accomplishes in your driveway.